Why, hello there. Welcome to my sample series. This is why I showcase games running on enhanced or next generation systems in 4K and or HDR. This week I'm doing something a little different here. I'm going to a game I haven't actually featured on my channel as yet, Grand Theft Auto 5. This is the Xbox Series X release of this game, which is currently available on Game Pass, and it is running in its Fidelity mode. I'm doing this because I felt like it, but also because this game actually fairly recently, like maybe earlier this year, got an update to support full or somewhat full ray tracing in its Fidelity mode, at least as far as like reflections go. And yeah, that's what I'm going to showcase today. I had not played through this game since the original Xbox 360 release. Even though I bought the Xbox One version, I only played a little bit of it back in the day. And at some point I may decide to do a full playthrough of this game. It's a little bit tricky with these games because they're full of licensed music, which YouTube loves to give you content matches and copyright strikes on, and I don't want to deal with that. So what I've done is I have basically turned the volume of the music all the way off, which is probably what I'll have to do for a full playthrough of this game. But today I just wanted to see what it'd be like to do some footage of this game. I had downloaded this previously and updated it to support the newest patched version of it. Yeah, and I'm just going to drive around. I've gotten past the intro where it takes place in New York. I'm just going to sort of drive around because it's near the beginning of the game. Playing as Franklin here. And I figured that driving around would be the best opportunity to show off the reflections on the car models in this game. The ray traced reflections. It's also kind of partly influenced by the fact that as of yesterday, the announcement trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6 just dropped. And that game is going to take place, as everyone expected, in Vice City. Because those are the only places where Grand Theft Auto games are allowed to take place in, is the locations from the original GTA. See ray trace reflections there? For the PlayStation and the PC is Liberty City, New York, Vice City, Miami, and San Andreas, California. Or Las Santos in the case of this game. Why is this light? You know what? I don't care. So I'm just going to spend some time driving around here. This will be like the third week in a row that I've actually uploaded one of these 4K sample series videos. Although last week's video was not so good. Don't worry, I will be uploading more footage of Alan Wake 2, probably after I complete the game, and have a better idea as to what the interesting areas of that game look like. That video was too dark. It wasn't even interesting. I'm hoping that this one will be better. It's certainly not going to be too dark, that's for sure. This also gives me the opportunity to actually try playing this game in its Fidelity mode, because, to be perfectly honest, this mode has some issues with input lag. It's pretty bad. The 60 FPS modes are probably much better for actually playing the game in. I'm normally fine with 30 FPS games. Like I'm playing through Alan Wake 2 as of this moment in the 30 FPS mode. I'm not like someone who is particularly susceptible to frame rate as long as it's like steady. Look at that thing. But sometimes you have games where the 30 FPS mode has an unacceptably high input lag, and this is kind of one of them. I'm fine right now because I'm driving, but on foot it is just sluggish. You feel like you're a tank walking around. kind of wish that the game would have some sort of dynamic mode where it switched between the 60 FPS RT performance mode on foot and the 30 FPS fidelity mode while you're driving. I realize that's kind of a ridiculous thing to ask for, but it actually feels fine. It actually feels fine driving around. Think this car can make it up that hill? I don't know, I'm getting it. Oh yeah, I mean, why wouldn't it? Is that a Chevy Volt I just crashed into? Probably. So yeah, the original Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in 2013. Slightly over 10 years ago. And I think the reveal trailer of this was like in 2011. Just 12 years ago. And GTA 6 won't actually come out until 2025.
Let's meet up next week.
That's ridiculous. I mean, really, that is actually ridiculous. Because GTA 5 had came out 5 years after GTA 4, which felt like a long time. GTA 4 came out, what, 4 years after GTA San Andreas? Which itself came out 2 years after Vice City. And Vice City only came out 1 year after 3. So it's like the release schedules for these have been like almost doubling every game. Time between releases. If that's the case, man, GTA 7 is not going to come out until like 20 years after GTA 6, so 2045. I mean, you might scoff at that notion, but 12 years is going to be the time between the release of GTA 5 and GTA 6. It didn't give an exact date, only said 2025, but they tend to come out in the fall. And since GTA 5 came out in September, I suspect that's going to be the case for this game as well. This new one. It looks good for what it's worth. It is a modern setting. Looks like it holds true to many of the, what do you call it? The rumors about the games, featuring multiple characters, including a female protagonist. And yeah. Wow, look at that. There's that HDR for you. That is the money shot. Wish I could say I did that deliberately, but no, I'm not smart enough to be able to plan anything like that in advance. It's always amateur hour here on my channel. But my plan is I'm going to start doing these much more often. Like every week, hopefully. The Vinewood sign. Now, even though this is running at like pretty much 4K, I guess it's like being up-res from like 1800p or something. And as feature ray tracing, this is still like the bones, the structure of a 10-year-old game. And it holds up surprisingly well. Like the models and such, being originally from an Xbox 360 game. It holds up surprisingly well. Maybe that speaks to how little progress there has been in video game graphics in the last 10 years. That you can get a 10-year-old game looking pretty modern just by up-resing it and adding something like ray tracing. I mean, just remember, GTA 5 came out about 10 years, a little more than 10 years after Vice City. And there was a lot of graphical differences between those two games over the course of just about the same time frame. Apparently I picked a good time of day to start this, because now it's getting to nighttime. Yeah, look at this. This is just a really nice looking game. I wish I could actually play the game at this setting, but the input lag is bad on foot. It really is. I'd like to get a copy of the 360 version of this game and just try playing that. I'd like to see A, how well that game holds up, but also B, if the input lag is any different. Because I did play through the whole of the game, the whole story mode anyway, on that. Look at that building. And if the input lag of this mode is not that much, isn't about the same as what it was on 360, then I probably could play it like this. Wow. A part of me kind of wishes that this game would get like a remake using Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, I know the last thing the world needs is yet another re-release of GTA 5, but well, it's not like this engine is bad. It actually looks pretty darn good, as you can see, but Unreal Engine 5 being the big, crazy, high-tech, computationally expensive thing that everyone wants nowadays. It's like, oh, who knows, maybe GTA 6 will run in that. I doubt it. Rockstar likes to use their own tech for everything. Or aren't you pleasant?
Los Santos police, pull your vehicle over. Oh, Christ. No fucking...
Well, it's not exactly those cops' day. Okay. Hey, something happened. Yeah, you know, pulling people over in the world of GTA seems just like a bad idea. Maybe don't do that. If you're a cop in Grand Theft Auto, maybe just don't do that. Especially if you're just pulling someone over for a traffic violation or something. I mean, this isn't like... Ooh, look at that car. This isn't like Mafia, where there's speed limits you have to obey.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a car. Yeah, it's supposed to be a Dodge Viper, which they don't even make anymore. I should probably show off like some interior sections. I think typically people like to play in first person when on foot, but in third person while driving. At least that's why I remembered people talk about when this when the Xbox One PS4 version of this game came out in 2014 as being the ideal setup, because driving in first person is not easy. There's another Viper. Which is strange because in real life you drive in first person. Right? I mean, it'd be pretty difficult to set up a third-person driving camera view in real life. You basically have to have a virtuality set up, virtuality headset on, and have a drone following your car. That how you'd have to set up a third-person view in real life? Kind of aside, but it's like crazy thinking about like sports games in that regard, because like, oh, Madden, you can view the action from above or behind or whatever different views that they have. But it's like, yeah, you know, real football players play football from the first person perspective, and yet no NFL, no football game actually allows you to do that. Maybe like there's some virtual reality quarterbacks tech demo where you can play as a quarterback in first person, but yeah, even like an offensive lineman plays that game, plays real life football from the first person perspective. And yet, unless you're actually playing football in real life, you don't get to ever experience that.
So hot.
My car? Really? It's like a knockoff Dodge Charger. It's not... No. For the record, this is a car I would never buy. Heck, I wouldn't even rent it. Not that I would... I don't know.
You wouldn't believe it. It took like 3 hours to get on the freeway.
Yeah, bus. Yeah, this is a nice looking game. So I'm trying to think of when would be a good timing for me to actually try to stream this game. Because right now I'm going through Alan Wake 2. And the next game after that is going to be like the Dead Space remake. Neither of those games are actually all that long, but in like January or February is going to be the Persona 3 remake, and I want to play that, and that's going to take over 100 hours. I don't know. I'm afraid that by the time I am actually able to play this game, it won't be on Game Pass anymore. I'm not entirely sure how that even works. Does when a game leaves Game Pass, are you not able to play it? Or is it just, are you not able to download it? But you can still play it as long as you have your Game Pass subscription active. You just can't download it after it leaves. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Hey, look. I'm driving on the sand. You know, a rear-wheel drive car like this is probably not going to do well in the sand. Who knows, maybe Franklin has the all-wheel drive version of this. Wow, look at that. I don't think I'd ever want to live in California, but I do want to visit there one day. I've never seen the Pacific Ocean. And this just looks so nice. Yeah, that doesn't look so nice when the lights are off, though.
Your politics are toxic. Seems strange.
Oh yeah, I just remembered a thing I used to do in GTA 5 when it came on the 360. Is that sometimes I'd just creep along behind pedestrians on the street in the car and get right behind them and then just wail on my horn to see their reaction. And I found it hilarious because they'd either run away screaming or they'd try to pull you out of the car and beat the crap out of you. There's always one of those two things. Ah.
Your car's mine.
See if I can do that here. I feel like this is like right near the beginning of the game here. Maybe. This is the type of area where Charlie Harper from 2.5 Men lives in. Maybe this is even the exact street.
Hey, keep your eyes open and your ear to the ground, okay?
Alright, here's an unsuspecting moron. I guess he didn't react.
I don't want to start nothing.
You gotta get pretty close to have that effect. It's not that funny. The moment lost its magic, I guess. It is a pretty stupid juvenile thing to do. But it's like, I found it so funny when this game first came out. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Hello? Oh, thanks for calling. Watch out!
She reacted before I honked. Oh, wow. Honestly, I feel like you need to be driving an electric car for that to work. Or something that can creep along quietly. This car with its V8 engine is anything but quiet. Yeah, look at that draw distance. You know, the fog, the morning fog, I think it's almost morning, is making it look like a skybox background. It's giving it sort of a flat appearance, but it's not. It's sort of strange how that looks. Yeah, I'm going to try to get me a copy of the 360 version. I traded my original copy in a long time ago, back when I was still trading in games to buy new games, because I couldn't afford to buy new games on their own. I don't know. Said many times, I wish I was one of those YouTubers who could point to, like, oh, all the systems that they have and say, I bought that system when it was brand new, and I still have it. No. I could never afford to do that. The only way I could afford any new system back then was to trade in my old one. Same thing with games. There's very few games I own that I still own that I bought when they were new, like Halo, my original Halo, and a few of my original Xbox games is basically it. This is that mall. That's, look at that thing. Remember the mall in Vice City? How it was advertised as being like, oh, it's an area as big as Chinatown. It's inside. Because we're going to be building interior environments now. And yeah. You go in there, you have to deal with a separate loading screen. And it really wasn't anything special or interesting. But it was novel because that was not the case in GTA 3. There were no interior environments like that.
Hey, Horseface.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to greet someone. Oh, this car has definitely seen better days. Die already 4?
Hello? Yeah, you got the right number.
Los Santos 2012. Yeah, that's...
Hey, let's meet up next week. You know,
that weird looking restaurant.
got bugs all over her ass.
I assume that's a restaurant.
How could you? I mean, this is low even for you, dickhead.
This is what I like. Look at all these neon lights. Oh, it's more. It actually is morning.
God damn. I love your car.
Well, yeah, I'm coming up on the end of this here video. I tend to only do half-hour videos with these uploads. Hopefully, GTA 6 will end up coming out, and it'll come out good. Hopefully it'll be good. But also, hopefully you've enjoyed watching this video. It's not much. It's just me trying to get back into the rhythm of releasing these every week again. Typically record these on Tuesdays and publish them on Fridays. Look at that car. Is that an F-Type?
Yes, I'm
Or is that a Ferrari? I can't tell.
so a half-half looks that way. It's just my hat.
But yeah, so that's gonna just about do it for this video here. But before I go, I want to take a moment to thank you for watching. I appreciate when people take time out of their day to watch my videos and my streams, whether it being live or even in archive form. Just as a quick reminder, I normally do a stream almost every day, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time from Wednesday through Sunday. And as of this recording, I'm currently playing through Alan Wake 2 on the Xbox Series X. And I am trying to get back to publishing these videos on Friday. And so far I've been successful. But I've done that before. I've gone through some short stretches of doing that every week, and then long stretches of not. And hopefully this doesn't result in the latter again. But like I said, thank you for watching. I'll see you back next time I do one of these videos. And until then, take it easy.